right, so let's do an intention setting for this particular episode because we're talking about the heart chakra, which I don't want to give favoritism, but I feel like the heart chakra really is critical in the whole chakra ensemble. It's the middle. It brings it all together. So I just feel like with this particular episode, it's just important that we set the intention for not only this episode, but also for everyone who listens to this episode, that they just place your hands over your heart in between, you know, where your heart is or in the middle of your chest, and just allow the energy from, you know, your hands to just flow through into that part of your body, and just allow yourself to feel love. And really that's the intention for this episode, is not only to feel love and receive love, but also be love and be able to give that from a really special, beautiful, sacred place. So that is my intention for this episode, that we just give everyone that's listening love, and also that we receive love and that we feel love as we move through the episode.
Thanks for that, Rach.
Yeah. I'm very excited about this episode.
Yeah.
Well, the whole chakra series I'm excited about.
I feel like we're just running right into this one. We're just going to go do it. We're just going to just whoo.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Welcome to Two Mystic Mamas.
I love this cup so much. I had a client give this to me one year as a Christmas gift.
Yeah, no, that really does.
Really encapsulates me.
It truly does. For those of you who can't see it, or not can't see it, I'm sure you can see the cup, but can't read it, or if you're listening.
Yes, those two.
It's a frosted glass, and it says, "Would you look at that? My last flying fuck."
Yeah, there it has gone.
Yep.
It's flown the coop.
I do regret not buying. That was the wrong word. Buying that sweatshirt that had that very same message. I think it's just a great, solid statement.
I agree.
You know, like, I wish that existed when I was in high school.
When I was in high school, my grandfather taught me how to say, "Go forth and fornicate with oneself." Just go fuck yourself in Hungarian. I was like, of all the things he could have taught me.
Really?
That's the one.
Interesting. In ninth grade, I called a kid a douchebag out loud and got sent to the principal's office.
Oh, you should have done it in Hungarian.
No, you know, and the teacher was like, why would you? Again, I was like clean cut, never broke the rules, always did everything by the book, very good in school, did the sports. Like, I was a good all around student, right? I never used foul language. There's this one kid kept fucking with me, and I was like, "You're being such a douchebag," but I like yelled at him. And my teacher, he didn't send me to the principal's office. He sent me to the hallway, and he came out and he was like, "That was so unlike you. Like, what got into you?" I was like, "I don't even know what that word means."
Did you tell him that your heart chakra was overactive?
Sure, he picked up on that. My chemistry teacher. And he was like,
"I'm sorry, my heart chakra, it's overactive." I
didn't even know what a damn chakra was. And anyways, he was like, "Go home and ask your mom. Don't ask your dad." That was his advice to me. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Rachael lived under a bush for a long time.
Not a rock.
No, a bush with a rock.
You know, I ran into, before we get into this, I was walking to the grocery store the other day.
Oh, you told me.
I did. I did.
You didn't tell our listeners, but yes, please share with them.
I ran into Evie's swim coach, and he stopped me to tell me how much he enjoyed the story I had shared.
It was about me and the sun.
About you and the sun.
Yeah.
Being a planet.
Yeah.
And you're bringing love and joy and humor to all the hearts of those that listen, Rach, with your bushes and your rocks and your sun planets.
sun, moon, planets.
That was the last chakra series we did. That was on the solar plexus.
Oh, yeah. Solar plex.
Sorry. So sorry.
The drinking game that I have.
She lives on planet Solarplex, you guys. And it is a star as well as a planet.
Game. That was hilarious. Editing that episode, now knowing what I know, I was like, oh my God. Like, what was my problem?
So funny.
I clearly had a mental block on that word.
A heart is one syllable. We are good to go today, guys.
And you were like, us. And I was like, yeah, solar plexus. And you're like, no. You never say it. And I was like, yes, I do.
You're crazy.
What are you talking about? And then editing it, I was like, I never say it.
I bet you're going to go back and listen to other episodes in the future and you're going to be like,
oh, it's not lost on me. Now, so even when I hear it, I'm like, drink, bitch, drink.
Rachel's just running around drunk
all the time. What happened to you? Well, play this game with myself when I don't pronounce words correctly or finish them or know what they mean or are.
She had already moved on to the next chakra. She didn't have time for that US.
That's right. Well,
and here we are.
I love that. Who has time for the US? Not too many people right now.
Okay. Let's go through some heart chakra shit. If you've ever hissed at a man in a Target parking lot, your heart chakra might not be aligned. I've never hissed at a man in a Target parking lot, but I'm just saying.
Is this what ChatGPT gave you as an example?
No. I'm just making shit up. So the heart chakra, we know where it's located, right?
Yeah, also known as, is it Anahata? I feel like that's the Sanskrit for it.
I usually grab that information, but I did not this time.
Anahata. I think it's Anahata.
And it's associated with love and compassion and forgiveness and empathy and connection and the color green. But it is the bridge that is between the upper chakras and the lower chakras.
Correct. It is the connecting chakra.
Right.
And same when you're grounding in and you're pulling up Mother Earth energy and you're pulling down divine source energy. This is also where they meet in the middle.
It can also bring very real life chaos.
Yes. The heart chakra, out of all of the chakras, is also where most humans walking the earth of a certain age will have stored emotional childhood trauma. And so the heart chakra tends to be a very tender chakra. Usually it's out of balance, especially if you've never done any clearing or any chakra work. So it's always one that deserves a lot of energy, in the sense of, if you get a Reiki clearing done, a lot of focus can be spent there because so much emotion is there. And one of the goals for every human out there, and I'm going to put this on every single one of us, is to be love.
And that's one of my guiding principles and pillars as a human, is if it's not aligned with love, it's just not aligned with me. I had a virtual Reiki session done a few years ago. And the reason I had it done actually was I was healing from an injury. And I wanted to add to that with a guided healing. So it was supposed to be focused on my ankle. As we were moving through the chakras and going through it, and I don't know if this is the same for you and what you do with your Reiki, there's a lot of guided pieces of it that allow for you to have your own visualization.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got to the heart chakra, I was actually kind of surprised at what I found, because generally that's not where I feel the most out of whack with my chakras. And it was because it was so heavily guarded. And it was literally green thorns surrounding the whole area between my heart chakra and my solar plexus. And so it ended up getting to a lot of inner child stuff, right, as we were like going through it. But that visualization for me was really wild, to see this entangled forest of thorns all around my heart chakra. And then actually through one session be able to clear that out. And it's something that I've worked on ever since on my own to make sure that, like vines do, they creep in and take over.
Yes. Yeah. I think having your own visualization, naturally, when I give Reiki, there's not a lot of talking typically. You can talk, but a lot of times too, messages can come through in different chakras depending. And if the other person is open to receiving the messages, if you had that visualization, that is a clear sign of an underactive heart chakra because you are guarded and you are closed off. And we can meet people and do meet people that you're like, oh, something's off about them. A lot of times that's a protection mechanism that just goes into place, and it can go into place at a young age where they don't want to give love or receive love because that is a place where they're vulnerable. You don't have to be doing a lot of energy work to sense someone's energy when you meet them if they're a kind or a mean, hardened person. Life hardens people. And if they don't want to or acknowledge or do the work to chip out that hardened shell, then yeah, they just are who they are.
Well, we get to choose if we allow something to harden us or not, right? There's a really great analogy that I'm not even going to attempt to say because I will butcher it, but it has to do with an egg and how life can harden us. And, you can be a hard-boiled egg, guys, or you can be over easy. That's the best I got. That is not at all the right thing. But you know what? Go look it up.
Yeah, but
you do the work for yourself, okay? I can't do it all for you.
All right, let's do a card pull on this one.
Yeah, I think about this though. Every time I see a Karen, right? You see somebody that's so upset, or that person that's angry in the parking lot, whatever it might be. I definitely think about this, and I'm like, oh man, I just want to heal that person. Like in my heart, I have so much love, and I want to heal people, right? But at the same time, I'm like, I'm just going to back away slowly too.
Well, even that story I was telling you guys about before we started recording, I was in the Denver airport and I truly witnessed someone losing their mind. Now, it happened to be on the 1111 portal, which also happened to be right after Mercury went full retrograde. So like losing your shit in a public place is not the way to work with that energy. Okay? So if you're thinking about it, just letting you know now, you're not working with the right energy. And clearly she just needed to really go hard on this guy. And the situation, I don't even know. It was at our gate. She was supposed to be on our plane. And the first thing that kept coming to me was like, bless the plane, ground the plane, bless the plane, ground the plane. And she did not end up getting on the plane, thank God. Though I had done this whole protection on everybody on the plane, all the things. For me, though, I had compassion for her because I was like, you're clearly not in a good place. You know how like when you go and you're going to go hard, but then there's no ability to stop? Like she was raging. I mean, her friend that was in a wheelchair got up, stood up and was like, you need to stop. It's like it was a miracle. She could walk in. I don't know. She wasn't paralyzed, but like it was like her friend was like, you need to stop with the energy. Stop.
She's like, do you see that lady over there in the corner who's blessing everybody right now because of your ass?
I was just like, oh my God.
Rachael had everybody.
I mean, I love a good show, but this got to the point where like it was not fun to watch.
You did used to be known as an ambulance chaser.
A 911 caller. Yeah. I never chased ambulances. I never actually wanted to go to the scene of the crime. I just wanted to be the one that reported the crime. I've since gotten away from that.
I know you have.
I grew the fuck up. There was one situation where like somebody was like, did you call the police? I was like, no. And they were like, that would have been an opportunity to like actually call the police. Like you probably should have done that. I'm like now on the other extreme where I'm like, someone dropped an atomic bomb. Well, should I call the police? I don't know.
Well, I'm excited to see what this card pull says.
Oh yeah, I didn't even start.
Well,
Sorry.
no, this chakra is like, it's like the how to be human chakra, right? Like,
Yes. Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, everything comes from love, right? Like it's,
right.
I mean, we want to talk about Jesus in the Bible.
Right.
Do unto others as you would like done to yourself. That's love. That's the basis of being human, is being love.
Well,
Experiencing love.
Right. And what it feels like. What does all of this feel like? You're feeling, this is where you're feeling it, right? You're feeling it in your heart and your heart chakra.
Yep.
Even if you're not Christian, even if you don't believe in Jesus, even if you don't follow that.
The wise one.
Grow within your current situation.
Yeah. And not only is there an owl present, but also a raven. And it's a woman. I always feel too that like the beautiful parts about the chakra, because they run down the center of our spine, they're both divine feminine and divine masculine. They combine both sides of our being. And if you're unfamiliar, your divine feminine runs down the left side of your body, your divine masculine runs down the right. And we both, regardless of your sex, you possess both energies. So your masculine and your feminine. Oh, I should hold this up for everyone. So the cool thing about, down. Thank you, Kira. Back. Okay. Up, down, back, forward. Let's go.
So we're doing the fucking hokey pokey now.
Hokey pokey. Naturally, with a person who is wise, who comes with experiences, this is just, again, letting us know that as a human, when you lead with love, you can work with your experiences that have shaped who you are. That you can come at a situation and you can bring forth that experience from a place of compassion, from a place of love. And when you're dealing with the raven and with the owl, these are two spirit animals in conjunction with that, where they are smart, they are brilliant, they do a lot of observing, not so much talking. Though, I mean, you might get a chatty raven here or there.
I mean, as both of them are connected to me, the raven and the owl, I feel this on a very large level.
Yeah.
As well as the fact that I pulled the Page of Swords this morning, which is all about opportunity out of growth through your current situation. So I was like, oh, this is cool.
Is there a message that's coming through for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because the raven is bringing messages and kind of gathering information, if you will. And then it's up to you to learn through what's happening. And I know for me personally, a lot of that has to do with tapping into where I'm at in my own process, the phases of the moon at that time. That's something I've really been digging into. And a lot of that has to do with connecting to your chakras, right? What's feeling off at that time when you're in a place of growth, right? Growth also equals uncomfortability, right?
Oh, most of the time.
Right.
Most of the time.
100%. And so the message that's coming here for me is like, you're being gifted an opportunity to actually grow through what you're going through. And you get to decide.
Yeah. No, it's spot on. The message says, knuckle down, be reliable and committed, be open to wisdom and insights from your elders. The wise one represents the wisest aspect of the goddess, the crone. In paganism and modern Wicca, the crone is the fiercest, most psychic, and most aware aspect of the goddess because she has been through many of life's challenges and overcome many setbacks. On this card, the raven in her hands represents the capacity to overcome the darker times and be reborn again and again. So she helps you to tap into wisdom to overcome, there's a feather, whatever life throws at you, wisdom being the information stored in your soul rather than the knowledge acquired in this lifetime, and to learn from the experience of your elders. The extended message. The wisdom of the wise one is based on something that the younger generation is often lacking: commitment and reliability. When this card appears, you are being guided to continue working on your growth and expansion within your current situation. Be committed to your tasks and projects. It can be very easy to get bored or overwhelmed, but persevere. You are being reminded of how it feels to be let down and experience unreliability, and that is not who you were born to be. So keep working on what you're working on because it's going to be extremely beneficial for you in the long run.
I think it's interesting. I want to go back to that comment about the youth being unreliable. This is a misnomer that I don't agree with.
I think being unreliable is parenting.
I don't think being unreliable is a general trait of a generation.
I agree.
I think that every single generation before us has thought that the next generation are all fucked up. They're listening to the worst music. They're lazy. They're like, I mean, it's the same generation after generation after generation.
There's a
It's
percentage that has to exist.
Clearly.
We can't all be rock stars.
Right. We can't all be Kira.
That's right, Kira. The rock star of the century.
Mm-hmm. What do you take from that?
I mean, just that. I think that there is something beautiful about having people in your corner that you can rely on, that you can tap into, that you aren't alone in whatever it is that you're dealing with, that you're walking through. The heart chakra also has a lot to do with grief. So if you've experienced grief, whether that's the loss of a situation, a loss of, an environment change, or a loss of an actual loved one or a pet or whatever the case may be, being able to tap into those who have gone before, even like your soul, and asking for that guidance and just knowing that it will be presented. I mean, there was a lot of uncomfortableness in what they were saying too, as far as where growth really happens. You have to sometimes just say, okay, I give it over.
Right. I think it's important to talk about what some of the feelings are that are attached to both an under and an overactive heart chakra. If your heart chakra is open, it's kind of like, if you've ever been through like a hard winter and it's like the first day you can put your windows down in your car and the sun is shining and it's like the most beautiful moment where you're like, oh my God, everything in life is fucking amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that moment, that's kind of what it's like to have an open heart chakra, in my opinion. And it just feels good, right? When you have an overactive heart chakra, this can be a lot of people pleasing, overgiving, or in my case, over apologizing. I have apologized to chairs that I've bumped into before.
Oh, bless.
And then I get stuck in that, like, so Charlie will be like, stop apologizing. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Oh God, I'm sorry. Oh shit, I'm stuck, right? Now I'm stuck.
It's interesting because I used to do that too. And then I used to do it a lot because I worked in corporate America and I just found myself apologizing all the time. As a woman, it's almost like a weakness where we feel this need to apologize even though nobody did anything wrong,
Right. I know where mine comes from. And it's like fear of existing and taking up too much space. Like, because I always thought, we've talked about this on previous podcasts, you're too loud, you're too tall, you're too big, your personality is too big, you take up too much fucking space in this world. So there's a lot of like, oh, I'm so sorry I bumped into you. It's a goddamn chair, Krystyn. Like, get over it.
You just have to be like, oops.
Right.
My bad. It's interesting that that's your take on it too, because I think a lot of women can relate to this. And I must have read a book or something. There was somebody that was talking about how women use certain words all the time or phrases, and it's an issue. It's a problem. One of them being, I'm sorry, and how you can reframe that to, because you're not actually sorry. You didn't do anything wrong.
Well, that's a great point.
It's like, no. The other thing is using the word just.
Yep.
So I stopped using it because I was like, no, I don't need to be floaty or airy. I can just say exactly what I'm trying to get across, and however they receive it is how they receive it.
Yeah.
That's also why I don't really like emails. I'd rather have like real life human conversations where we can actually talk to each other. I can see your expression. I can see all of the things. Because you and I, even us in business with the podcast, there have been times where I will read a text message and I'm like, and we've gotten away from like texting back and forth and getting more into audio messages where
Right.
you don't have to see the person, but you can hear them and be like, what exactly you're trying to say in your text message? Because like where I'm at, I read it like this.
Well, right, because we're going to receive things differently than somebody else is going to receive them.
Mm-hmm.
And it all is depending on where we're at
Mm-hmm.
in our life. And to go back to what you were saying, though, with when you're saying, right? This past weekend, I had a situation where I had fundraiser scheduled and I had 11 sessions back to back and we got rained out. And I was really stressing over this because the weather would peak for a minute and then it would go back. And I was like, fuck, did I make the wrong call by canceling this? Because trying to get these sessions rescheduled is an absolute fucking nightmare. Right. And so when I finally sent out an email after the cancellation, whatever, that we had a new date, I found myself wanting to be like, oh, I just feel like, and I was like, no, I've decided to move forward in this way. If you're not on board, let me know. We can make other arrangements.
Yes.
But that terminology was so different. And I realized then how much I had grown as a person than needing to justify as the professional who's been doing this all this time, why we're doing it now instead of.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's channeling that intuition too. And just because you made the right decision, but then we go back and we're like questioning our intuition. It's like, no, Rachel.
I think sometimes the signs can look similar to of a blocked chakra versus an overactive chakra. And I think there's nuance to it depending on who you are and what your life experiences have been and your soul's journey.
Yes. And touching on the chakras and getting rebalanced and getting them cleared out and going to receive Reiki, there is a component in being ready. And if you are in a stage of fragility and you're in a stage of working through trauma, maybe this isn't the time to be like, and let's just add this to the plate. Because what also can come out when you start releasing or unblocking, unclogging, it can bring up shit. It will bring up shit. If you're guarded, if you have boundaries and you're like, oh, I have all these things. Oh my God, I must have a blocked chakra. That might be where you need to be right now. So just also listen to your intuition in that regard too, that you don't have to do what we're telling or what we're talking about. You have to listen to your own guidance too.
Right. Because if you are blocked and you're feeling all sorts of resentment or jealousy or bitterness or closed off, whatever it might be, you might not be in a space to receive healing.
Correct. And also,
that's a choice.
It is a choice. Yeah. That's why I'm just saying, like, I think it's important that when we're talking about the chakras, especially if this is the first time you've ever heard of them, do some research, read some books, follow some folks on social media, maybe receive distance Reiki. There's constantly people putting that out on TikTok, on all the platforms. And there is ethics around some of this stuff. So not everybody I'm down with that I see sending Reiki, but you will make that choice.
Okay. So for people that are not going to go seek out Reiki, they're like, okay, I feel some of these feelings that you're talking about. I'd like to talk about how do you actually heal the heart?
Well, time. You need to give yourself grace. I mean, if you're walking through heartbreak or grief, the heart may never heal depending on what it is.
Right. I mean, I think there's obviously tools that we can tell everybody to do for any chakra.
Oh,
anything, breath work, journaling,
rubbing your
mantras,
hands together. Yeah, just
affirmations,
it over. Yeah, just
movement.
Yep,
right.
Yep.
You guys hear all that stuff from us all the time. And I think it's important to share. But I think with the heart, especially, it is these daily micro healings that eventually create healing in a very big way for people.
Yes.
And that's whether you have big traumas, no traumas. I mean, nobody has no traumas, but
I was about to be like, well,
but if you feel like, you know what, my life has just actually been fine. Like I've not had any major, things happen to me, but I still feel closed off. Like that doesn't mean you don't have space to heal.
Well, sometimes, especially with the heart chakra, if you come from an emotionally unavailable family where you could have had a perfectly fine childhood where, you know, you did all of the things, you ate the vegetables, you sat around the table, you had sports, you went to plays, you did all of that, but your parents were emotionally unavailable, that can also lead to a blocked chakra. If you find that you're not comfortable with touch, you're not comfortable with talking about feelings, that could also be because of something that was from your upbringing. But again, it's not like you were abused or you had this like traumatic accident that happened in your childhood, but we are the product of what we are surrounded by and what we grow up with. So if you do feel like your chakras are blocked, especially your heart, then it is. Don't question your intuition on that. To Krystyn's point, there's small little things that you can do that you don't need to go and receive Reiki. Reiki is kind of a big step, I'd say, in a lot of this work. Yeah. This is, you have to be pretty aware.
I would agree. To what you were talking about with if you don't like physical touch, one of those small steps might be asking for a hug or giving a hug.
And to yourself. Like I have really gotten in the habit of doing this, just like really getting in there and like really hugging myself and just staying in this position, you know, and just saying like,
with you.
I love you, you know, I do. I love you. I love all of your flaws and all of the things, and just really physically doing that where it's your physical touch, right? Someone else isn't physically touching you. That's a great one. And holding space for yourself. My best friend does this one all the time where she'll rub her heart, you know, and she's like, I love you so much. Like, this is where you live. You live right here with me.
I love that so much.
Yeah, she says that all the time. I'm a firm believer in order to be able to truly, truly give love, you have to love yourself. And it doesn't have to be this complete love, because I know that I'm in this place where I am learning to love myself more. And I've also gotten better at receiving love.
I was just going to say, learning to receive is a huge, very small, but huge habit.
I would say most of our listeners would be like, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's much easier to give than it is to receive. But I feel that when I allow myself to receive, and I allow myself to receive without guilt, man, it feels good.
It does.
There is a block there for me too. So again, you're talking to two spiritual people that do things all the time, but we're human. Like we're still constantly like, shit, right. I am so blocked. I need to unblock. Right. I need to do this. I need to do that. And then sometimes you just have to be.
Right. And for me, it's choosing peace over pleasing. That's a big one.
I really feel like I have never been a huge people pleaser because it's such a broad term, but there are certain individuals.
You have certain connections
that I find, well, mostly like my parents. I think it's like a proud thing, right? Like when my parents say, we are so proud of you, that phrase, that means so much to me. So I do find sometimes that I will do things purposely to please them.
Interesting.
Which I'm sure a lot of people listening are going to be like, ding, 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 ding. Like, yes, I also do that. Parents say, make us proud. Who the fuck? Why are we saying that to people?
All right. Well, I think I had a lot of life experience that was like blanket proudness or blanket apology. So for me, something that is very heartfelt is more not, I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you because, and then explain one reason, or I'm sorry because I am somebody that apologizes to a fucking chair. When I actually give a heartfelt apology.
Yes.
It's very important to me that I say, I am sorry because.
Yes.
X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
Or I am sorry that I.
Yes.
X, Y, and Z. And that's like tiny little things that are very hard. Like they can be very hard.
Super challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah. The heart chakra is so important and also challenging.
And saying no is an act of love.
That's another, beautiful place. I feel like the newer generations are much better at that than us.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Our generation is still, we still struggle with that. And that's probably because of the people pleasing and the, you know, you do what you're asked. And
I mean, Charlie and I had this conversation this week in terms of parenting. I am not raising my daughter to obey the world. I think the idea of our children having to obey us is super nearsighted, because I want to raise my child to be respectful of the world, of the people around them, because they truly have respect, not just because they're supposed to obey an adult or respect somebody because they're an adult. Do you know how many adults are out there hurting fucking children?
Oh yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. And are shitty humans.
Right. Absolutely not.
Yeah, no. They're
like,
yeah, I agree. I think that's an interesting construct too. Because to obey.
It is, but like so many people are like, I would
women
let this
obey
happen.
their husbands.
Right. No, get fucked.
Bleh. Oh, look, there goes my last flying obey. Bye-bye, obey.
But I think all of that goes back to the heart chakra is why I brought it up, because why do we feel like other people need to obey us or fall in line with us? If we can open ourselves up to our own heart chakra and feel aligned with who we are and tether back to ourselves, tether to divine source energy and Mother Earth, why are we so concerned with what other people might think of us or whether or not they're falling in line with our agenda?
That's
true. There's a lot of people out there that won't even have conversations with people that don't fall in line with their agenda, whatever it might be, whether they're colleagues or family members, doesn't matter.
It's true.
Yeah.
And then, you know, what tends to happen is life. And then it brings you back to center to be like, right, let's see the big picture here. Is this how we want it to be forever? Do we want to make change? You know, I just feel very grateful that I also know about the chakras now, and
100%.
that I can work on them and love on them and get them vibrating and, you know, going at a higher frequency by doing XYZ. One of the things I wanted to touch on before we boogie on out is some of the music that can also work with your heart chakra, because there are certain music frequencies and vibes that will bring you into a love space.
I want to talk about this too, but you've said vibes or vibration twice now, and I just imagine us having a chakra series of vibrators.
Oh my God. That can go with our Truth or Dale with some vibrating sticks.
What was the name of that? It was like Pampered Chef for vibrators.
Oh,
shit. What was it?
Pleasure. Yeah. Pure romance.
Ah, there it is.
Pleasure, pure romance. Pleasure, pure romance.
Pleasured Chef.
That's actually hilarious.
No,
what if they combine those two M&Ms? What if they combine those two M&Ms? That would be fun. You can eat and then fuck, or fuck and then eat.
And all comes to you in this beautiful Longaburger basket.
With some essential oils.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine the heads of all these different companies? Because, like, they're so vastly different on philosophical levels. To be a fly on the wall of the people that run Pure Romance and Young Living and Pampered Chef and Longaburger. Oh, good times. Let's throw in some wine and some weed and see what happens.
We're going to host a conference, you guys.
And all the content will be provided for free.
Yep.
Okay, so we want to do some mood boosting energy music. We got some Coldplay, got some Lizzo, good as hell, always a solid song. But Mr. Bill Withers, Lovely Day.
Oh, I love that song. It is terrible to sing karaoke, though. Don't do it, guys.
No, don't do that.
Just
Chris Stapleton, Let the Light In.
I don't know that song.
Really? Shocked. Higher Love. The OG is by Whitney Houston, but there's a new one with Kygo that also has Whitney Houston in it. Joni Mitchell. From a lyricist perspective, I think her lyrics are awesome.
Okay.
I don't love her voice.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. Sarah Bareilles and Ingrid Michaelson, The Winter Song. Also, Ingrid Michaelson's Snowfall. I don't know some of these.
I like Ingrid Michaelson.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
And then, just vibe it out. Nora Jones. She's another one that I sometimes I'm like, oh.
Have you ever seen that Amanda Matthews did that video? And it's like what all indie artists sound like during singing holiday songs.
No.
We'll have to share it on our socials. It's so funny.
I love
She's
that.
spot on. Snow is schnee. So good.
I love that stuff. Leon Bridges. I love Leon Bridges.
Yep.
All right. So how do we wrap this up in a beautiful, meaningful way for everyone out there? We started with an intention. Maybe we should end with a
mantra.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you doing the mantra or am I doing the mantra?
Yeah, I'm doing it in my head.
Okay.
Just kidding. Got nothing.
I was just gonna say, no, fuck. Get your shit together. We're about to be serious.
That is a terrible mantra, Rachel.
No. The mantra of the day.
Get your shit together, guys.
No, I was gonna say I lead with love. That was the mantra that came to me. I lead with love.
I love that. I lead with love.
That's how I start my day. I lead with love.
And a grateful heart.
Yeah. Oof.
Dolly said, start the day with grateful heart.
Yeah. Green.
Could always throw some pink rose quartz in there too.
Yeah. I always visualize the heart chakra as bright, glowing emerald green with a pink center.
God, she's got a wicked themed heart chakra.
Oh my God, I do.
Just in time.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. There you go.
Elphaba, Glenda.
Yes. Love them. All right.
All right, guys.
Over
we love
and out.
You so much. Lead with love.
Yeah, go be love. See ya.
Bye.
Ciao.